are seldom blind to life's many horrors. In strength they trust and keep in mind the people lost and left behind. Your soul, they sharp blades, wise and cold.
Okay, I think it's working now. Cool. Alright. Just give me 1 second to figure out this stupid technology. And we are on the live stream. Just me today, unfortunately. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the NSL Season 12 playoffs. This is the next installment of our continuing coverage of the league, and today we are going to be watching the match between Deadly Warfare, the winner of Group A, and qualified through this very rigorous qualifier phase, and NoMercy, who won the previous edition and is back here today to defend their title. This is the first NSL livestream that is being presented in the multi-stream format. So we have our audience on YouTube as well as our Twitch audience. Don't worry, I will be monitoring both chats throughout today's broadcast, so please continue to make your good calls out there and providing your insight onto today's match, as all of that is very beneficial for the broadcast. Another thing is, if you watch on Twitch, I actually do get financially supported through ads and bits and all that. So if you want to support me, go over to Twitch. Otherwise, go over to YouTube if you want a better ad-free experience. Both those links are in the NSL Discord server. I'm assuming that's where most of you are coming from. But it's truly up to you. We just want you to have the best viewing experience possible for today as we continue to wait and get this match set up. As a matter of fact, I'm actually the referee as well for today's match, so I'm going to be wearing many different hats today. So I guess you get to see a bit of a referee's perspective on the match. But at the same time, it means my casting is admittedly going to suffer just a little bit. I'm going to be a little slower at the draw, especially between games, as I'm essentially doing 2 mentally demanding jobs simultaneously. So, I apologize in advance for any issues that might cause. I have the set notepad for all my reffing and casting needs. I also have, you know, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, my other co-admins are either busy or in the midst of a snowstorm. Is no minimum for a set. You might just be at a disadvantage. Okay, yeah, so that's me doing my reffing gig as well. So, I apologize. So, the actual match itself is going to get underway starting at 10:10 p.m. Central European Time. That's 11:10 a.m. over here, or in terms that is actually useful, it's about 2 minutes. So I guess let's take this time and talk a little bit about the matchup for today. So both NoMercy and Deadly Warfare are extremely good teams in their own right. NoMercy obviously winning the competition outright. They've had some phenomenal gameplay, and I'm very excited to see this again. Meanwhile, Deadly Warfare, we haven't seen too much of them in their group stage. We've just been covering other matches, and Deadly Warfare's been playing midweek quite a bit, so we couldn't really cover all of that so far, which is unfortunate. But they do have some very good gameplay, some very good 2v2 as well. In fact, all of the NSL admins together have let me know that they fully expect that Deadly Warfare will take the 2v2 set. So also, the format for today will be a 2v2 best of 3, 1 global ban per team. Then it'll be a 3v3 best of 1 King of the Hill. No, not King of the Hill. A duel set, excuse me. Which essentially means 3 players for each team play each other. And yeah, no card repeats between teammates. Then it'll be reverse King of the Hill, and then finally it'll be a 1v1 best of 5 to finish it all off. So I'm just quickly doing my reffing thing, sending some intro messages. Luckily I have some messages pre-written that I'm just pasting in to the clan chat. So we're going to start the 3-minute countdown for set 1 to send all their lineups. Boom. Okay, so I'm promoting this guy who's managing. So set 1 is now underway. This is the 2v2 best of 3 set. So now we're just going to wait up to 3 minutes for lineups to be declared. And their ban. So this is very interesting. In the past we've seen Lava being banned, Tornado being banned. Not as many Executioner bans now that Etsy has been nerfed into the ground. But we might still see that happening. We don't know quite yet. And yeah, obviously I won't be stuck on this casting booth scene the whole time. I'll also be switching back and forth to gameplay as we go. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, so this is the first time we are doing the multi-stream format, in case you're just coming in. So we're live on both Twitch, on my channel, and the NSL YouTube channel over on YouTube. So hopefully we can reach a lot more viewers that way. Also, in case you don't know, it is my birthday today. So I'm very happy to be spending it, or a little bit of it, with you guys today. It is my 21st birthday now, so I have some beers in the fridge ready for after this match is over. Super excited to drink my first legal alcohol momentarily. Alright, NoMercy is going to be running Alejos and Eduardo. And they're going to be banning Lightning. Meanwhile, it looks like Deadly Warfare will be running Seframano and Zaza, and they're banning NATO. Game 1, Deadly Warfare request, 2 minutes. Ah, thank you, chat. Appreciate the wishes. So it's going to be Seframano and Zaza for Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen, and it's going to be Alejos and Eduardo for NoMercy on the top of your screen for game number 1, happening momentarily. We're still getting set up here with the gameplay. Waiting on... Oh yeah, I gotta... type in, yeah, sorry if you hear keyboard sounds. I'm trying to see about getting a better mic, but I haven't got the budget for that right now, so here we are. Just waiting for NoMercy to hop into the match here. Alejos is in. Alejos and Eduardo, that's a classic duo from last season. They're gonna do great. And in we go. To game number 1. Just as a reminder, it's going to be Seframano and Zaza for Deadly Warfare at the bottom of your screen for Deadly Warfare, and Alejos and Eduardo for NoMercy at the top of your screen. A little bit of game lag, which should hopefully settle itself out as we get further into the day. And as a reminder, heroes are globally banned throughout the entirety of the season because they are broken pay-to-win garbage at the moment, and we as an admin team decided we're gonna let heroes be in the game for a bit before we start allowing them, because we are an accessible league and we're trying not to be pay-to-win. Double champions are allowed though, so we might see decks with multiple champions in them, and that'll be pretty fun to watch. So it looks like NoMercy is going to be running your classic 2v2 drill deck with some bait cards between them, just to make life hell. Meanwhile, it looks like Seframano and Zaza is going to be running the classic, looks like it might be RG, with the Evo Executioner and the Fisherman's and all that, so it'll be your classic Giant Skeleton, Royal Giant stuff. which we've seen time in and time out here in the NSL 2v2 set. It's a very common deck. No, Ram Rider. So we are not seeing the RG, we're seeing the Ram Rider variant of these decks. While not as common, they are still seen a few times in NSL. But it's from an older meta, so I'm going to be interested to see if it still works. And of course we have the Void for Deadly Warfare as well. A card that you don't see very often. Despite its recent nerf, it's still not very good. Like, they could have buffed it better, is all I'm saying. But regardless, here we are in double elixir time. No major damage from either team at this point in the match. Very interesting. Both teams doing really well on defense. Absolutely shocking. Poison on offense coming out to stop the Cannon Cart and the Dark Goblin from surviving and counter-pushing. A Inferno Tower outside of the poison radius. Alongside Vines is going to take out the Inferno just in time for Ram Rider to come in. But a defensive Vines and an Evo Starmie is going to take care of that pretty easily. General Jerry is being protected now by the Miner, but the E-Spirit takes out General Jerry. And the tower lives without taking too terribly much damage, but NoMercy is currently in a very small lead. Now going into sudden death. Okay, a little bit of lag. Giant Skeleton just taking stuff out. Vine's prediction, gonna get one good hit on the Inferno Tower. Starmie gonna tank the rest of that just fine. And now we have a very healthy Evo Ghost. Inferno going probably further than Deadly Warfare wanted. Drill gets a huge connection on the right-hand tower, brings it all the way down to 1100 or so after the poison finishes ticking down. Now NoMercy in a very good position to just focus on their defense, not try to do any more major pushes. No huge spells on either side. So it looks pretty good for NoMercy to take the first point and get one step closer to fully defending their title of NSL champion. Big defense coming out for Deadly Warfare. Two Giant Skeletons, Fisherman, Golden Knight, the whole kitchen sink while they're at it, but one poison and a fireball. Gonna reduce most of that to ashes. Giant Skeleton Bomb gonna take out some of the defense, but good Inferno Tower on the cleanup for NoMercy. Ooh, good Vines from Deadly Warfare. Not gonna be enough though. Here comes a defensive Cannon Cart at the river. More offensive pressure now coming from NoMercy. Really showing, as their team name suggests, no mercy. Deadly Warfare just having a very hard time, not really able to break through any of NoMercy's defenses. And with only 5 seconds remaining in regulation time, it's not looking great. And just like that, NoMercy takes the first game. And Deadly Warfare now has a lot of catching up to do. If you're a Deadly Warfare fan, you're probably not very happy with the outcome of that match up at all. Unfortunate. Let me just read both chats real quick. Alright. And I'm just going to funnel everybody into game number 2. Again, to reiterate, I'm reffing and casting at the same time, so both jobs are going to suffer a little bit, and I apologize for that. But yeah, just examining the matchups a little bit here. You have yourself your classic drill bait, your light 2v2 pair against your heavier Ram Rider Giant Skeleton stuff. And this is a classic matchup in favor of the lighter stuff. It works that way pretty much every time. So yeah, NoMercy just having that ironclad defense. Game 2 gonna be starting very shortly here, just waiting on one more player to hop into the battle on NoMercy's side, and then we will get right on into it. It'll be set point for NoMercy. Deadly Warfare having a bit of catching up to do. Alright, and we are in. So once again, it's going to be Zaza and Sefirmano on the bottom of your screen for Deadly Warfare. And it'll be Eduardo and Alejos on the top of your screen for NoMercy. And of course, this will flip-flop between sets, so I'll keep you up to date on that. This time, it looks like Deadly Warfare might have changed up their decks a little bit now with the Skeleton King and the Executioner, so this time I'm definitely thinking it'll probably be some sort of RG deck. But it looks like now, NoMercy is going to be running Lava Hound. And that's pretty strategic as well, because as a reminder, both Tornado and Lightning are banned. No, not RG. This time it's going to be Deadly Warfare running the Goblin Drill light deck. So it looks like both teams sort of copied each other's homework. So yeah, the Spirit Empress is a classic sign of Lava Hound, but it could also be something creative like a really weird RG deck, or maybe even another lighter drill deck. You never know with these teams. Both teams are good at being very creative. And also, may I just remind you that all of the admins are in agreement that Deadly Warfare is the favorite to win the 2v2 set at least. So if NoMercy takes the second point, it'll be a pretty huge upset. Here comes another big drill push for Deadly Warfare. NoMercy gonna place that cannon perfectly, predicting the exact location of the drill, as very little damage is actually done on that right-hand tower. The most of the damage just coming from spells, actually. So NoMercy once again defending very well, but Deadly Warfare is ahead on Elixir. And it's up to them to cash out on this advantage. I'm not so sure about that Executioner play with the drill going in like that. Might have been a bit of a miscommunication on the side of Deadly Warfare, if I'm going to be honest with you there. But this Evo Xe doing a good job of taking out Deadly Warfare, or no, taking out NoMercy's entire push, going down in the process. But so far, Deadly Warfare is in a pretty good position to strike back with everything they have, if they play their cards right in the next few seconds here. My game audio just died. That's fun. Love when the game breaks like that. We love PC emulators. Ooh, Evo Ghost gonna get a little bit of value on Deadly Warfare. Not really, actually. They defended it really well. Deadly Warfare in a pretty good position going into overtime here. They are no longer slightly ahead, but they have the momentum now to really keep this going. Getting a lot of damage on the most recent Goblin Drill push, bringing the tower all the way down below 1000 HP. NoMercy absolutely stunned by that play, shooting out the WoW emote. But now Deadly Warfare has a huge push incoming. They need to defend. Ghost gets a couple hits on the tower. Cannon Cart still alive in motile form, forcing out some additional Elixir to take out its building form. Royal Ghost gonna defend against that drill. Deadly Warfare still in a very commanding lead with only a minute 20 remaining. A lot of Elixir coming out on defense. Deadly Warfare making those good plays, making those good Elixir trades, as NoMercy's tower goes all the way down to 588. But now here comes the Spirit Empress. That's going to be a big punishment from NoMercy. It's still anyone's game, even though there's only 1 minute remaining. It is now triple Elixir time. 2 drills now on that left-hand tower. Gonna do a remarkable amount of damage. Deadly Warfare responding in kind with the double drill, plus poison, plus snowball, plus everything else. Will this be enough? And with the fireball, it is, and Deadly Warfare takes the second game. And now it's going to be set point for both teams coming up shortly. Holy cow. That was some crazy gameplay, I gotta say. I'm not saying scores in clan chat because I'm pretty sure these people have the ability to count. I really hope they do. But yeah, chat, what are your thoughts on those first two games? Deadly Warfare having a very slow start, but a commanding comeback. Let me check on the YouTube chat. YouTube chat dead as always. Love that. Very cool. Deadly Warfare not having... they're actually going pretty slow at requesting the third and final game. Probably changing up their decks a little bit here. Yeah, maybe reffing and streaming isn't so hard when you have the same pencil and paper to write down notes for both jobs. But this waiting time shall soon be over, and we shall soon get into game number 3. Again, just waiting on Alejos to hop on in for the final game of the 2v2 set, starting momentarily. Within the next 2 minutes at least. And here we go. And now it is game number 3 in the 2v2 best of 3 set. Seframano and Zaza once again for Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen. Eduardo and Alejos for NoMercy on the top of your screen for NoMercy. This is game 3. NATO and Lightning are both banned. It looks like both teams this time around are going to be running very similar decks. You know, the cheap kind. Pretty baity. Dart Goblin perfectly placed to snipe down that Spirit Empress, forcing out that Royal Ghost on defense in return. So far not too much really happening. NoMercy seems to think that there's a huge matchup issue, as the first Goblin Drill push happens to little avail. Dart Goblin gonna snipe down that Skeleton King entirely. Executioner comes out to counter that big ol' push on the left, only taking some minor death damage in the process. Both teams relatively stable so far, not too much happening. Snowball down for those minions. Skeleton King gonna take out that drill entirely, and now has a lot of souls in reserve. Cannon card on defense. Will the Skeleton King go ability for NoMercy? And it looks like the answer is a resounding yes. Not going to accomplish too much though. Looks like it might have been a waste of 2 elixir. NoMercy with the wow. Probably not liking the matchup that they're seeing right now. Minor Wallbreaker, Minor Wallbreaker Skeleton Barrel versus Drill again. Drill looks like it has the advantage today. And here comes an Inferno Tower, just gonna perfectly counter everything, but at a huge negative trade. Royal Ghost gonna take out that Barb Barrel just fine, get a hit on tower while they're at it. NoMercy just not having a good time in 2v2. Perhaps the admins were right. Evo Snowball, but they're gonna take a lot of damage in return for that push. Probably wasn't worth it. Especially with such heavy control decks on both sides. Ooh, that's gonna be a huge Skeleton King ability if it procs. Yeah, it doesn't proc, okay. Another Spirit Empress comes out. Another Drill comes out. It's just a bloody massacre. Overall, just a huge bloody massacre of a game. NoMercy doing quite a bit of damage on the right hand side. Still shooting out the no game though. Putting a miner at the bridge for seemingly no reason. Etsy snipes down that Firecracker perfectly, forcing out a Dark Goblin on defense alongside a Barbarian Barrel. Just counter after counter, it keeps on flying. Another drill comes out, and it gets stopped by that Skeleton King perfectly. And here comes that Skeleton Barrel. Huge push coming in for NoMercy on the right-hand side. Evo Etsy trying to do everything to defend, but oh my gosh, a King activation out of nowhere. But Deadly Warfare now falling a little behind. NoMercy taking a lead of about 400 HP because of their relentless pressure. And with the full wall breaker connection, Skeleton King, everything under the sun, NoMercy is going to take the first set in an upset. As we move on to set number 2. Wowee. Yeah, no, wrong thing. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Jeebaloo. Okay, now I gotta do the reffing thing. So NoMercy takes set 1. Now I paste in my pre-written message. And now we wait. So now set 2, the 3 versus 3 best of 1 duel set, will be happening momentarily. So just to remind everyone what the set entails, it's essentially both teams pick 3 players. Player 1 plays player 1, player 2 plays player 2, sequentially, not simultaneously. No card repeats between teammates, and first team to win best 2 out of 3 games will take the set. This is a 5-set match, so no matter what happens here, we will be seeing the 3rd and most controversial set. Slay. So now's a good time to catch up on both chats. Not too much happening in either chat. Good to know. But yeah, I hope you guys in the audience are having a good time so far. What? Oh, no we don't. Just use a knife. Try your best. Yeah, that's asking if we have scissors. The answer is no. Alright, set 2. It's going to be for NoMercy. It's going to be Alex, Felix, and Black Panda. And the sub is going to be Eduardo. So that's NoMercy's lineup. It's going to be Alex, Felix, and Eduardo. And Black Panda, excuse me. Alright, meanwhile, Deadly Warfare is going to be doing Erased, Johnny, and Growwiser. And their sub will be Joel, so it'll be Alex versus So it's very important now to take a look at what cards each player chooses to use in the duel set, what spells particularly they use, what champions, because these are going to be carried between teammates, and so it's very important to coordinate, and that's why we like the set so much. It's very important to coordinate with your entire lineup to see that you're not taking away any important cards. So now this is game 1 of the 3 versus 3 best of 1 duel set, so it'll be Alex for NoMercy this time at the bottom of your screen, and Erased for Deadly Warfare at the top of your screen. Once again, heroes globally banned, 2 champions are allowed, and Alex immediately burning off to Poison, a very important spell. So if he's burning off such a crucial spell as Poison, he better win. That's a hero knight. Both players used the banned card, though. Interesting. So, under our banned card rules, if one player uses a banned card, a globally banned card, it's an automatic loss. But if both players use an automatic or a globally banned card, then the match will be accepted as is. So we are going to see some hero gameplay. Despite them being globally banned, this will not be a repeat game. This will be accepted as is, with a stern warning not to do it again. But yeah, it's going to be drill versus fireball bait. Evo Pidgeys are allowed for the first time in this season as of playoffs. Here comes a big drill push. I'm not thrilled that both players are using globally banned cards, but it is what it is, I guess. It just means I'm going to have to type out a long-winded explanation in clan chat when we're done with this game. Unfortunately, I have to do my job as a referee. Big sad. I don't want to. Evo Pidgey's coming out for Erased of Deadly Warfare. Gonna take out that center planted building. And is gonna get quite a bit of damage on the right-hand tower. Deadly Warfare now in the lead in this first game. Here comes that Hero Knight once again. Globally banned, but both players are using it, so it's fine. Ooh, the Goblin Demolisher connects on the left. NoMercy takes the lead again. With only 6 seconds left in regulation time, Evo Tesla gonna come out and completely destroy that incoming pig push. And now the shoe is back on the foot of NoMercy. An offensive poison. E-Spirit gonna do a good job of fully countering that drill. Here comes Hero Knights of both teams. Archer Queen crosses the bridge on the right-hand side. Might get off ability a little too early, though. Not going to accomplish anything other than wasting an elixir. Earthquake now coming out for Erased. Still not gonna allow a page connection thanks to the Demolisher. Unfortunately for Deadly Warfare. But still, we have plenty of games left in this match, including a new controversial set that might change everything coming up shortly. And here comes those center-planted Evo Royal Hogs. Boom. With the Earthquake and the Snowball and the everything else in between, get a little bit of a connection on both towers. NoMercy Alex still in a commanding lead, and now that it's triple elixir, it's probably only gonna get bigger. Some minor connection on the right, not gonna be too consequential though. Especially since Alex has that poison value that he keeps getting on that left-hand tower. Yeah. And with only 10 seconds remaining, it looks like Alex for NoMercy is going to take the first point of the 3 vs 3 best of 1 duels. Alright, now to explain to everyone And now I'm just setting up the next game. Okay, yeah, so it looks like NoMercy just had a matchup advantage there. We're giving Felix 2 minutes to request game number 2. I just spent a little bit of time, sorry for the silence everyone, I was just taking a little bit of time to remind everyone in chat that heroes are globally banned, and that since both players used it, the result will stand. And it's going to be... And I'm just setting a timer for 2 minutes to allow both players to... See, this is the thing about refereeing. It's not hard, but when you're doing casting on top of it, it's a little more difficult. Yeah, Drill versus Hodge. That's a matchup you don't want. Poison, Tesla, everything. Just able to counter those Royal Hodge entirely. It was a massacre. But now Deadly Warfare has another chance to redeem themselves. They once again have even more catching up to do now. It's still very doable though. I will tell you that. Alright, and Deadly Warfare Venom just hopped in the clan. Okay. Cool. Alright, and we are in game number 2 of the 3 versus 3 best of 1 duel set. So 2 entirely different players now, as is the set. So now it's going to be Felix for NoMercy at the bottom of your screen, and it's going to be Johnny for Deadly Warfare at the top of your screen. It is set point once again for NoMercy. Johnny running Pump. I can't imagine what this is going to be. So it's either going to be Golem or 3 Musketeers. Judging by the Dart Prince and the Bar Barrel, I imagine it's probably going to end up being a Golem deck. Only further supported by the Skeleton Dragons. Felix gets an early advantage in the damage realm, but now Johnny is building up quite a bit of elixir advantage. Looks like Felix doesn't have much to counter the pump, and so it might just be Jover if this is lasted E-Dragon. Okay. If those last 2 cards in this deck are Healer and E-Golem, I'm going to give up on life. I hope you know that. Yeah, we see a Mother Witch now coming out. Yeah, now that Poison is out, it's going to be a lot harder to come back from these sort of insane pushes here. And once again, yeah, no card repeats between teammates, so if you see some wacky decks, that's why. Felix rolling his eyes, and here comes the Golem. Not so sneaky. Evo's Deli Barrel going to be fully wiped out by the Evo E-Dragon. But in the process, it's going to be charging up that Skeleton King. So this Golem push really needs to accomplish a lot if it wants to be considered truly successful. Evo E-Dragon going to do a lot of work on that ability, just take it out entirely. Even an entire Starmie is no match for the might of the Evo E-Dragon. This is a really bad matchup. Tornado activates a King Tower, but Johnny doesn't care. That tower is going away regardless. As this push marches on, the meatball of death, I'm going to call it, but the E-Dragon is dead. And an Evo Starmie is going to do a good job of... Nope, not going to fully counter everything. Here comes the Skeleton Barrel on the right, trying to bring back some progress. So, not quite an immediate 3-crown, but holy cow, that was a lot of damage, as Phil Swift would say. Yeah, I agree with you, Unknown Man. 100%. Oh my god. Skeleton Barrel goes down, but time runs out, and Deadly Warfare takes second point, bringing it set point both teams. Wowee. I gotta get better at running my OBS. So now it's going to be Black Panda versus Growwiser. So yeah, we get to see everybody in the lineups play today. Holy wow. So just going to wait a maximum of 4 minutes, but more likely 2 or 3, as we get set up for game number 3 and we can get that underway. That Golem deck was insane, by the way. I hope you know that. This is the second time in the entire season that we've seen Pump, and the first time was in a crazy E-Golem deck. So I hope you know that today is absolutely insane in terms of the deck pool. Wow. Oh, that's loud. That affects my audio. So I guess as we're waiting, a little bit of call to action for the audience, since this is a content creation thing. If you're on the YouTube, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe, as it really helps our lead out in getting our content out there to new people. If you're over on the Twitch, if you enjoy Clash Royale esports, Clash Royale, or just my lovely voice in general, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss another stream. It really helps me out as well. Just shooting out another message in clan chat. But yeah, any support for the stream is greatly appreciated on either platform as we continue to pump out this content. I'm also going to try and start casting other leagues eventually, so keep an eye out for that. And also, don't worry, it's not usually just me on these broadcasts. I usually have other people, but today they're not available. Alright, but enough yapping. Here we are, game number 3 in the 3v3 best of 1 duel set. This is where the wacky decks really start to take form. It's going to be Black Panda for NoMercy at the bottom of your screen, and it's going to be Growwiser for Deadly Warfare at the top of your screen. Take a swig of water there, my throat is suffering from this yapping. Comes a Mommy Witch for Growwiser. Royal Ghost, thoughtfully preserved. And here comes the Spirit Empress. We might be seeing an aerial beatdown deck, probably through Lava Hound or something, if I'm a guessing man. But out comes Valkyrie, and now I'm guessing again. Meanwhile, it looks like we might be seeing some bridge spam happening from Growwiser. Either that or RG, and with the Fisherman it's a little more likely to be RG. Yeah, especially with the Hut, that's definitely your classic RG deck with some minor substitutions thanks to the duels rule set. Meanwhile, a little bit of a homemade deck, I want to say, from Black Panda. I'm not entirely sure what they're playing yet. What's their win condition? Could be a lot of things. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And here comes the Royal Ghost on one side, Valkyrie on the other, just to cycle. Just to cycle, spend some elixir, not leech so much. That's a logic from both sides, anyway. Valken minions going to be taken down by zappies and arrows. Reciprocal arrows has hit the arena. And due to just spells alone, Black Panda is in a slight lead. Going now into double elixir time. And here comes an RG down the right-hand lane. Gonna be mostly stopped by the Evo Valkyrie, not gonna get a chance to... Oh, it does connect somehow, despite not being able to play the animation. That's a little weird. But there comes the arrows. The Evo Valkyrie is not gonna be able to address that Evo Starmie, because General Jerry was on the other side of the arena. Regular Valkyrie just on defense. And now Drowizer is again in a slight advantage. Still anyone's game. Nobody has really broken through yet. There goes a lightning. RG will connect on the left, getting 2 hits on the tower. Drowizer now in a bit of a better lead now. If Drowizer wins this game, we will be seeing a set 4 today, at the minimum. If Drowizer loses this, if Black Panda wins, then might be a blowout, who knows? It's still early yet, and finally Black Panda reveals the Lava Hound that we've all been waiting for since the first minute of the game. And this will be a very difficult defense for Drowizer to pull off, but if he does, he might just clinch the victory. Oh, a lot of stuff on the ground now, trying to defend. Mother Witch comes out, but... Oh, and the lightning is blocked! So Mother Witch lives, and gets a little bit of value. Spirit Empress did connect on that left-hand tower. So now Black Panda's back in a commanding lead. Royal Ghost on the right, though, and here comes a RG Evo Stormy push. Skeleton's not going to be able to be addressed at all. Evo Cannon having to come out, and the arrows are just going to take everything away. So a lot of elixir spend. Totally justified, though, because Evo Stormy is scary. No connection from the RG. So now Drowizer in a little bit of a bad situation. Spirit Empress connects on the right, RG on the left, but a cannon is going to take care of all of that nonsense. I find it interesting how Drowizer chose to evolve the Stormy over the RG, since Evo Stormy isn't generally considered to be very good in a traditional sense. So now, there's only 12 seconds left, and Black Panda's winning by a couple hundred HP, not remediatable by a spell. Lightning just make that lead slightly bigger, no connection from Drowizer, and Black Panda steals the set back from Drowizer. But it's not over yet, because we still have a set 3, at least. So now I get to do some diddling around with my scoreboard before I move on to the next set, because I did not intend to do both jobs at once. KudO. More people filtering into the clan now. So hopefully we should be able to see all of the sets today. Unlike yesterday, where set 3 got forfeited for some odd reason. So now we are going into the third and possibly most controversial set, the 3 vs 3 best of 1 Mega Draft set. That's right, NSL is debuting Mega Draft as a set in our league. But in an effort to keep it more team focused, we're still doing it in the 3v3 best of 1 format. That way more people get a chance to play and you can't just rely on one person to carry. So now the question remains, will we actually see the set happen? Or not? I hope so. I forgot to switch the scene over. Hee hee. I am so smart. Alright, for Deadly Warfare, the lineup will be Zaza. It'll be Drowizer for the second time. And Erase for the second time today. Meanwhile, for NoMercy, it'll be Santi, Eduardo, and Alejos. And the reason why we do it sequentially and not simultaneously, despite the fact that this set takes a while, is because if you don't play in a set that you're lined up for, you can still play in other sets, and you don't want to set out. Alright, Zaza starts off by picking up the Fireball, a very important first pick. Looking at this thing, yep, Santi also picking up a spell and a Barbell. Yep, everyone's just starting to get their spells out of the way first. It's up to Zaza now to commit to an archetype now. Still going for spells. Will he start committing to an archetype now? Nope. But he picks out the Fire Spirit, going cheap. Not wanting to be stuck with a super expensive cycle. Spirit Goblins for Santi. Archer Queen now for Santi. Starting to put together an archetype. He might go recruits and stuff later on. Zaza not opting to pick a direct counter to Archer Queen yet. Instead going for Furnace. And Barbarians. Now it's up to Santi, gonna take the Valkyrie to counter the Barbarians and the Furnace. Alongside that delivery. And Rocket. Okay. Interesting pick from Santi here. He's going for Minor Rocket, just straight up. Santi, really good at deck picking. And yeah, Zaza is going to be for Deadly Warfare at the bottom of your screen. Santi for NoMercy at the top, by the way. Zaza recognizing the deck archetype and sniping the minor pick. Not letting Santi do what he wants. Santi, now in a pickle, going for Mortar instead, probably trying to pivot to Mortar Bait. Meanwhile, I think it'll be Zaza's pick now. Going Balloon, Minor Loon, okay. That's a really good deck. Good job, Zaza. Gonna be an uphill battle with that Archer Queen, though. And all those spells and the Mortar. But a decent deck nonetheless. And then Santi goes Skeleton Barrel. Now it's time for the gameplay phase. Let's see how this goes. Good luck comes out, good manners. See how this goes. So I think Santi might have won the drafting phase just because Santi has so many counters to Balloon. I don't know what the heck is going on with my game right now. Maybe my computer is like... Oh, my computer is cooking. It is running so hot right now. My god. It is not liking the multi-streaming at all. She can't take it anymore. I relate. But yeah, I'm touching my computer, my laptop. I stream out of a gaming laptop, and it is like... I could fry an egg on that thing right now. My god. Let's hope the increased amount of fans will help. Meanwhile, Zaza doing a good job, starting to get some early damage with that Furnace. Okay, Furnace is going to counter that Valkyrie. And an Archer Queen is going to end up countering the Furnace, I bet. One Fire Spirit on the tower, and Zaza is ahead, despite what I said about drafting. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But Mortar will kill the Balloon and deal damage to that tower at the same time. We love a good dual-purpose building. Okay, roll delivery on the defense from the Miner and the Bats. Zaza just continuing to rack up good damage. 2 spells coming out from Zaza to defend against that Skeleton Barrel push. Just wow, overall, crazy stuff happening. Another big mortar shot coming out against the furnace. Balloon coming out against the spear goblins and to keep the furnace alive. Furnace will target the mortar will target the furnace. Another furnace comes out against that skeleton barrel. Zaza just continuing to rack up chip after chip, and those chips are adding up. This might be the comeback that Deadly Warfare needs if Zaza can keep it up into overtime. Boom, rocket. That's not going to be enough. The balloon slows down the tower and the balloon connects. Zaza now very ahead, but the Archer Queen on the left. Ooh. Santi just steals it from Zaza. Ouch. You hate to see it. Ooh. You hate to see it. If you're a Deadly Warfare fan, you're fuming. Zaza left the clan, he's so mad. Game 2, it'll be... So now, unfortunately, this is going to be match point coming up shortly for NoMercy. It'll be the matchup between KudO and Eduardo. And it's happening right now. Here comes the draft phase. Again, match point for NoMercy. KudO has to win this if he wants to keep his team alive. So just a reminder, as everyone's drafting, make sure to, if you're on Twitch, follow. If you're on YouTube, subscribe so you don't miss another insightful commentary. You don't have to stay that way, just, it helps us out a lot. Thank you. But only if you want to, though. KudO drafting like a madman, picking Archer Queen Poison, probably trying to, again, target that miner. Eduardo immediately going a bit heavier. Looking at what's on the board, KudO might also be keen on that Ram Rider. My brain is frying. Arrows now for Eduardo and Valkyrie. Just some good overall splash cards. Utility. Okay, KudO are opting to let time run out, picking up the bats. And then as time continues, we are going to see another pick for Zap. Don't know what blood is zapping, but here we go. And the drill comes in for Eduardo, finally picking a win condition. So now KudO can either pick the win condition here or start building around that drill. I'm not seeing very much splash remaining. He goes for the Meta Knight. We finally get to see Meta Knight in an NSL game. And the Ram Rider as expected, so he's throwing the classic Meta Knight Ram deck now. With a few modifications. Meta Draft is one of the few game modes where you don't get to see any Evos or heroes of any kind. So this is just pure Clash Royale, Puritan Clash. And Bandit being KudO's last pick. Not seeing a lot of splash other than the Meta Knight. Cannon card comes out. I think Eduardo might have won the drafting phase, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking very difficult for KudO, so now let's see if he can pull it off. Drill immediately comes out, trying to starting hand KudO. Bandit comes down, it's going to perfectly defend everything, minus the deploy damage. And here comes an Archer Queen in the back, going to try to be countered by the boss Bandit. And here comes a Mega Knight on defense. Ooh, the jump is going to miss. Archer Queen should go ability now. Gonna kill the boss Bandit and the Valkyrie. Pretty good value for one Elixir ability. Plus the Archer Queen is still alive. And with that zap, Archer Queen is gonna just about take out those zappies too. So overall, Growwiser really managing his Elixir well. Eduardo also pretty even on Elixir. Damage is pretty even. Spells only. So not too much has happened. Eduardo just leaking a little bit. Growwiser not wasting a drop, immediately putting down the Archer Queen at 10. Joe's ability, I'm not so sure about that ability, because now the cannon cart connects to the tower for one shot. And now the boss bandit's a concern. So I'm not so sure that ability was a good idea. And now the Archer Queen can't gets back to ability just in a nick of time though. Boss bandit's still going to connect if ignored, because that's how this game works now. Defensive Ram Rider. Very rare. But Eduardo in the lead. Now it's double Elixir. Ooh! Perfectly timed zap, allowing that Ram Rider to connect, closing up the gap in damage. Growwiser still ahead on Elixir just a little bit. Now going with that Goblin Hut on defense. That was a good play by Growwiser. Oh my god. That was a really good play. You absolutely love to see it. And this time there is a defensive Goblin Hut, so the Archer Queen ability can adequately address the incoming threat. Boss Bandit will connect and kill the Archer Queen. Bats come down just a little late. And that Mega Knight will die as a result of the bat's tardiness. Archer Queen will just about address the Valkyrie. Zappies are still left unattended. Bandit's gonna clean those up, hopefully. And then Growwiser now in a slight damage advantage. And what's noteworthy is Growwiser has a lot more direct tower damage options with the poison in the zap, compared to Eduardo, who just has arrows and rage. Ooh, great defense by Growwiser right there, just cleaning everything up. Zappies are going to come out. No zap in time, but the poison will do a good job of addressing those zappies. And the ability will take out the cannon cart and will snipe out the last of those zappies. So, Growwiser playing really well, despite the earlier drafting errors. And now if Growwiser can keep up this perfect defense throughout triple Elixir time, he might be able to pull off a win here. Keeping his team alive, doing what's needed. Defensive Ram Rider just in time. Gonna stop all damage from that Goblin Drill. Very well played. Ram Rider gonna finish off that cannon cart once it goes into building form. Now a Bandit. Now unfortunately that oh no, the Inferno Dragon goes down, allowing the just a second late on that Archer Queen ability. Oh no! The boss bandit connected because the Ram Rider jumped. Growwiser's in a pickle. Only 15 seconds and a deficit of 600 HP. And no amount of spellage will handle that. So it looks like in a total 3-0 sweep. Yeah, oh my god. In a total 3-0 sweep, it appears that NoMercy will take the victory. So that's going to be the end of that. So the final result is going to be 3 for NoMercy to 0 for Deadly Warfare, with the note that all of the sets were extremely close to each other. So that's going to be it for this broadcast today. I hope you all had a good time, but don't go anywhere just yet. Hold on, hold your horses, Twitch audience. We're gonna raid someone, because that's what a good streamer does. So, who are we gonna raid? Why don't we go ahead and contribute to... let's find a good English-speaking stream. Let's go to... yeah, let's go to Jesse TV. So let's start the raid here. Let's begin raiding. So everybody hop in the raid train. And that'll be the end.